As we go throughout our lives, all of us have been in some sort of team in one way or another. What differentiates a great team from a bad team is what we will be discussing today via an example of an amazing team and one that was so bad no one wanted to be a part of it.
A team that has stood out to me in a not-so-good way is a sports team I've been a part of for a few years. The thing that stood out to me the most when I first joined the gymnastics team was the lack of a leader. Of course, there was a captain for the men's team and a captain for the women's team, and a couple of others on the board that were supposed to be involved in leading the team, but there was no real leader. In the beginning, there were quick introductions for everyone, but during practices, no one really tried to interact with the new people on the team. The new people were not included in any of the decisions, and there was no communication between the members, and the younger group was ignored, showing signs of high introversion in the leaders. The captain would go somewhere and do something on an event, and everyone was expected to follow without question. They lacked the ability to motivate others and were low in openness to experience on trying new things. All of this makes people feel unwanted on the team and like being a part of it was pointless, so many ended up quitting.
One of the largest contributing factors to the gymnastics team not being an ideal team was poor group composition. The team was made up of an array of levels of gymnasts and completely new non-gymnasts who wanted to try the sport for the first time. It also consisted of a wide variety of ages, from 17 all the way up to 30. The older participants were the alumni, and they brought the most problems as they wanted to practice on their own gym and not the designated one. Also contributing to the poor composition was the large size of the team, which led to lower satisfaction among group members and more division within. Less participation and a higher rate of turnover began happening due to the division and composition created between the younger athletes and the alumni. A low level of cohesiveness led to less group interaction as the team slowly grew apart. Examples of this are practicing at different gyms and alumni not communicating with the younger team members due to them feeling superior because of their age. Some of the athletes were very motivated by extrinsic factors to compete and succeed, while others varied in their commitment, creating an unmotivated mentality.
Today I'm going to be discussing the dynamics of an outward bound sea kayaking team, which performed extremely well as opposed to the gymnastics team that was recently discussed in this video. The team included 8 kids who at the time were juniors in high school, as well as 2 grizzlied instructors ranging from their late 20s to early 50s. In the sea kayaking team, there were several roles, including a leader of the day, navigator, group gear assistant, health manager, and cooks. Each role had to be a leader of their own, which means like the cooks had to be in charge of the cooking, navigators had to be in charge of the navigating and communicating where they were at in their roles. And with each role being extremely important for the outward bound course, all individuals on the team had to execute their roles effectively and productively. The leader's job in this position was to remind each role to do its work throughout the day and lead an example for what was to be done at each point in the day. When paddling through shipping channels and rapids, it was extremely important for the leader to communicate with the navigator and communicate what the navigator says to the rest of the team so that nothing can go wrong, and it was just a really important thing to do. And so communication was a really important thing in the team. In terms of motivation, 7 of the kids who had signed up on their own terms and really had their own motivations from the beginning intrinsically. One girl, however, was there on punishment from her parents, but she actually ended up really liking the team, and she got along with everyone really well. And so she had a personal motivation for us, just to prove to us that she was part of the group. With this power team, on many of our challenges, positive synergy would be observed as individuals increasingly were able to master their roles and move forward together as a group through the course. Overall, it was an effective team because we had extreme empathy for one another, formally adopted leadership roles and group roles, so we all knew who was doing what. High intrinsic personal motivation, and the leaders who performed the best were highly open. We had high openness and extroversion, so communication was just easy, fluid, no problem. And thank you for listening, guys.